Alright, what's going on, y'all? It's Langyar, um, and welcome to the channel. This is going to be the beginning of a new series of Pokemon. Basically, what we're going to be doing for the next, I guess, few weeks. I'm thinking I'm just going to do like once a week. Uh, like I said, we're going to be talking about Pokemon. We're going to be discussing my favorite Pokemon from each generation slash region. So, for instance, the reason why I say it like that, gen slash region, is because, for instance, Gen 1, I will be including Pokemon that were introduced in Gen 1, but I will also be including either basically variants. So, for instance, Sandshrew might be included if Sandshrew's on the list for, if Sandshrew's on the list. I'll also be including Alolan Sandshrew, even though that was technically introduced, in Alola in Gen 7. But because of the Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu games, you're able to grab them in Kanto. So that's up for grabs. Second rule is I'm going to try and basically keep no repeats. There's only going to be one exception, and I'm letting you know that right now. Spoiler alert. Skip ahead if you don't want to know what it is. Mega Charizard X. Charizard is my favorite Pokemon of all time. It was my first starter because of Pokemon Red back in the day. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to pick the one that's on the box and be a basic ass bitch. But yeah, so just so you know, Gen 1, I'm going to have Charizard. Gen 6, Gen 6, we're also going to have we're going to have Charizard again, but specifically Mega Charizard X. Because after years and years of my boy being denied the dragon status, despite being used by a dragon trainer champion in the first two generations, or I think, was it first? Yeah, and the Lance, basically. He ain't a dragon, he was fire flying, and then he got that sweet dragon typing. And Gen 6, he's going to be counted both times. Also, I'm also going to be limiting the legendary Pokemon because I feel like that's just a cheap one, because let's face it, almost every single game they're guaranteed legendary, and I feel like that's just a given answer for a lot of people. There's only going to be one instance of one legendary on any of these teams, and I'm going to keep that as a prize for that video for when we get there. Also, something else. I'm going to try to make it sure that with each game, with the some exceptions, that I'm going to try to keep Pokemon that was just introduced in that region slash games. So, for instance, let's see. I have my phone pulled up. I have an app called Datadex, and I have the team built. I went through and double checked, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, this is it. Trying to make sure that for each gen slash game, that I have Pokemon that were just specifically introduced in that, with the obvious exception being Charizard and Gen 6. So, for instance, if we go to Gen 4, let's say if for whatever reason Gen 4 or Diamond Pearl, specifically Diamond and Pearl, let's say Ampharos, for instance. We'll just put that out there because I don't think it's in there. Ampharos, if it was on my Gen 2 team, one, I'm not going to use it because it was already used, and also I wanted to kind of use Pokemon that were specifically in that. So, for instance, it would be like, I don't know, Abomasnow. That's Gen 5 though, but you get what I'm trying to say. I just wanted to try to use each one that was introduced in that generation slash game. There are like a couple exceptions, like for instance, and I think those are pretty much the rules for how I'm going to be doing this. I'm just double checking one more time because I don't want to, say one thing in this video and then when I actually go into the next video, I contradict myself. That's probably going to happen a lot. But, try to make it as consistent as possible. I'm just double checking real quick. But yeah. Oh, also starters. I'm trying to limit it to just one starter per generation. But if it turns out that I guess what, I looked through several times in each generation just as a double check, triple check to make sure that I got the ones that I truly loved. Um, if it couple generations, I might end up having two stars because honestly, the starters are badass, and some of the other Pokemon are just like, they're cool, but they're not my favorite. So we'll just go from there, and then yeah. I hope y'all enjoy the next series, and we'll just go from there. Alright. Oh, so I came back just to record this to add it on to this. Just as an minimum, this is, like I said, my favorite Pokemon. They could be the worst Pokemon competitively, but I kind of don't really care about that stuff. I tend to use Pokemon that I just really enjoy. I'm also not good at the competitive stuff, so don't comment down below telling me like, oh, why would you want to use this Pokemon? It fucking sucks. I'm like, I don't care. Like I said, Charizard's my favorite Pokemon of all time. If I have an opportunity to use him, 9 times out of 10, I am going to use him because he's my favorite. And yes, I know about Stealth Rocks and that 4 times weakness. Trust me, I learned that the hard way. So like I said, this doesn't really have anything to do with the competitive aspect of it or anything like that. Movesets, none of that. Well, some Pokemon I might use because I like, oh shit, that is an awesome ass move. But that's about it. This has nothing to do with competitives. Like I said, I use Charizard a lot. I know how horrible he is online, especially on Showdown, because that happens all the time. But like I said, this is strictly my opinion, and competitive rankings have nothing to do with this list at all. This is not a objective build for each generation, so what I have fun with and enjoy is not going to probably work for you, unless you happen to like the same Pokemon that I do, exactly the same. Which honestly, if I first person to say that they genuinely enjoy every single Pokemon that I post, I don't know, I'll give you a virtual internet hug. And I'm not talking about just lie to me, say that, yeah, I enjoy those. I'm like, you actually really enjoy them. I doubt that's going to happen, but like I said, if you do, comment down below, let me know, and I'll send you one free internet virtual hug. Thank you, and have a great day.